and so look to be a good ball game here as the men play host to the Clark County Penguins.
I mean, we already saw a wonderful first game, and so the excitement's already there. Let's just hope that we can keep it up and we can have a wonderful game between these boys. It's going to be a showdown.
So we'll bring it to Jerry Owens for the starting lineup.
6'4" sophomore, 12, Sean Price. A 6'5" sophomore, 15, Max Livingston. A 6'7" freshman, number 20, Josh Hall. And a 6'8" sophomore, number 22, Colin Speckerman. The rest of the Penguins. Head coach, Mr. Alex Kirk, assisted by Rob Harris. And now the starting lineup for the Blazers. A 6'3" freshman, number 0, Marcy Rogers. A 6'1" freshman, number 2, Calvin Edwards. 6'7" sophomore, 21, Patrick Broussard. 6'3" freshman, 23, Marced Farley. And a 6'7" sophomore, 32, John Dumais. And the Blazers, head coach Jason Moyer, Dave Clovedall, and Van Lockett.
It's going good. How are you?
All right, so that was the starting
Our
lineup.
officials this evening, Mr. Nick Sahanek.
And it'll be Patrick Broussard to jump.
One thing we're going to really have to look at here is the big mismatch. We got some big boys on the Clark team.
So Broussard to jump against Speckerman. Broussard actually wins the tip here, so good start for Centralia Trailblazers. And down at the other end is Calvin Edwards with the basketball, passes it into Farley. Farley pass fakes, gives it to Rogers. Rogers sets up the offense for Centralia. Rogers looks into Farley. Farley passes it to Dumitz. Dumitz gets the shot from the right side of the free throw line extended and puts it up and in. Good start for the Trailblazers as they're up 2-0 here with just 30 seconds into the ball game.
Draw on first blood. That's the important thing. Keep it going.
Number 3 puts up the shot for Clark. That's number 3, Kyle Thurston out of Vancouver, Washington. He's a 5'10" freshman guard starting out for the Penguins here. Edwards with the basketball, passes to Rogers. Rogers looks inside to Farley. Farley fades away on a shot, no good. Rebounded by Edwards though. Good hustle play by Edwards there to get inside and grab the board. Edwards passes to Farley. Farley looks inside, doesn't like what he sees, so he passes it back out to Rogers. Rogers puts up a shot, air ball. You can tell it's no good from the second he released it. And possession will go to Clark. Number 12 with the basketball, Sean Price passes it to his point guard, Kyle Thurston. Kyle Thurston looks inside to number 22, or number 22 puts a shot, no good. And rebound by Clark and puts it up and in. Good shot by number 12, Sean Price, putting his team up by 2 points here, 4-2 early on in the ball game. Patrick Broussard inside kicks it out to Edwards. Edwards out to Farley. Farley for 3 from the corner, no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Clark. Outlet pass now. Number 12, Sean Price looks up to Thurston. Thurston back to Price. Price ball fakes back to Thurston in the corner. And Clark will set up the offense up top as number 20, Josh Hall with the basketball. Skip pass over the corner. And good ball movement by Clark as they get an alley-oop pass inside from number 12 to number 22. Good dunk there by Colin Speckerman, the 6'8" sophomore out of Portland, Oregon, starting out the ball game with a nice alley-oop jam.
Man, you gotta love that. It's good basketball. Colin Speckerman with the slam. 6'8", he towers. The only one even close to him on Centralia is Patrick Broussard, and he's 6'7". So you got to watch that mismatch. It's going to be crazy. There's 2 6'8" guys up here.
Farley with the basketball, dribbles and gets in a little bit of trouble, but winds up recovering and putting it upping in. So now a 2-point ball game. Not as pretty as down at the other end, but it's efficient. And Farley brings his team within 2 points as it's 6-4 with just over 17 minutes left to go here in the first half.
A deuce is a deuce.
Good ball movement by Centralia by Clark as they swing it around and get an open shot from the left wing, and that's by number 15, Max Livingston out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. Oswego, Oregon. He's also a sophomore. Good look by Farley, but the cutter quit cutting there and just winded up throwing it away. So the score's 9-4 with 16 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the first half.
The Penguins seem to have their composure, and we just need to get Centralia to, I think that dunk might have rattled them a little bit just as much as it rattled the rim. So we just need to get their composure and get them in their game.
Inside play now by Clark, and number 22 shot's no good. And in transition with Centralia, shot by number 23, Marced Farley, no good, but he draws the contact, and foul's going to be called on, we'll see here in a second, number 15, that is Livingston, Max Livingston, and that's his first foul of the ball game. Farley passes it to Edwards. Edwards being guarded tight by Thurston, gives it up to Rogers. Rogers inside to Farley. Farley pulls up from the free throw line, no good. And rebound goes to Clark. Thurston in transition, passes it to his teammate, number 15, Livingston. Livingston gives it off to Price. Price will set up the offense, gives it into number 20, Josh Hall. Josh Hall throws it away as he's trying to feed his big man. And in transition is Centralia. Number 2, Edwards with the basketball now. Centralia in white and Clark in the black here. Marcy Farley with the basketball, passes it to Broussard. Broussard looks inside to Dumitz. Dumitz gives it to Farley. Farley with the shot, and he gets hammered as he goes up. And you could hear it from over here as he bangs against the floor, and the foul is going to be called on number 22, Speckerman. That's the big 6'8" center there out of Portland.
And you can hear head coach Jason Moore yelling, "Get it to Pat." Obviously referring to Patrick Broussard, he's 6'7", and he's wide open over there. They got to get it to him. He's a very valuable asset to this team. And if he gets going, then we could have quite the game here.
If you're Patrick, you have to get big and demand it down low.
Definitely. With these huge trees, it's going to be a battle. And if it has to be a battle, he has to lead the forefront.
So both free throws are good by Farley. And Clark is down at the other end, puts up a shot, no good. Dumitz gets the rebound, but tries to dribble it and dribbles it right off his foot. John has to know that. He's far from the hoop. He shouldn't be dribbling the basketball. He should look for his point guard in that situation. It's automatic.
The outlet pass, yeah, you have to look immediately around.
Number 22, Speckerman tries to put up a shot, and it's no good, but there are two Centralia defenders there, and they're going to call the foul on John Dumitz. Actually, Patrick Broussard.
That looked like a pretty clean block from my perspective from Patrick, which means that...
And John was the one upset about the call, so John maybe was thinking at first that the call was on him.
But it is showing that Patrick doesn't want to... He's not going to let him get any freebies here tonight, and he's going to contest every shot, and that's exactly what he's going to need to do if they're going to win this ball game.
First shot was up and in, so Speckerman will shoot a second. And it's up and in as well, so score is 5-point ball game, 11-6. Clark with the lead. Edwards with the basketball, passes to Farley, back to Edwards. Edwards looks to drive it on Thurston, trying to isolate him up top. And he goes with the left hand, passes out to Dumitz. Dumitz, he can shoot that 3 ball, but he just decides not to. Passes it back to Farley. Farley back to Edwards, and then back to Farley. Dribble handoff with Rogers. Rogers looks back to Farley. Farley dribbles with the left hand along the baseline, puts up a shot, no good, off the back of the rim. Rebound Thurston. Kind of awkward saying Thurston and as his last name, with Thurston being a county and Clark, Clark being a county as well.
There he is again.
Back to the alley-oop play here. And number 22
Speckerman
at the other end with the finish and dunk. This time, two-handed jam.
It's looking too easy for him right now. They need to keep their eyes out for Spickerman, because if he gets that rim run, you know it's going down. It's going to go down hard.
Scores 13-6, and Dumitz is getting yelled at early and walking off the court with a look of confusion on his face. As well as probably being frustrated here, not being able to get the stops that he would like to get. And as you're game planning for this, you know that they had to have been aware of the inside presence of Clark, and that's got to bring frustration if you're Coach Moyer to be game planning for this situation and then seeing it, exactly happen against you.
And what you're seeing right now is you're seeing a lot of ball movement for Clark. They're playing and they're spreading the ball around, moving it, getting space on the floor. But you're actually seeing a lot of dribbling, mainly by Edwards on the Centralia side. And it just really seems like they're a little discombobulated, and they really need to get to their game, run the plays, run the sets, and get the open shot.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there. Centralia has to work on their offense here. Work on their ball movement, smart passes, smart shots. Edwards now with the basketball, passes it to Farley. Farley over to Rogers. Rogers being guarded by Thurston. Rogers kicks it out to Dumitz. Dumitz to Farley. Farley drive and kick to Edwards. Edwards hits the three. So 4-point ball game here now. Centralia hanging in this one, 13-9. Centralia not letting it slip away early.
What a smooth stroke by Edwards. Just rises up and knocks it down.
Yes, definitely Edwards can play, but he has a lot to make up for, as Clark has the advantage down low with so much size and power down low.
And as Spickerman makes another layup, he's really a problem out there for the Blazers tonight.
That's 6 points down low by Spickerman early, and with 13 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first half, Centralia will get called for a traveling violation, and possession will go over to Clark.
And just like I said in the last game, the ladies' game is his feet just moved quicker than his mind could go.
Clark up by 6 points, 15-9, and have possession of the basketball. Thurston looks inside to his big man Spickerman, but doesn't like what he sees, so kicks it back out. Thurston actually take the shot himself. Rebound goes to Rogers of Centralia. Edwards with the basketball now. Passes it to Rogers. Rogers looks inside. Passes it to Farley. Farley over to Edwards. Rogers now with the basketball. Passes to Dumitz. Dumitz shoots a three up top. No good. Off the back of the rim. Rebound Price. Price will bring the ball down the court. Pass it to Thurston. Thurston will look for Price as he cuts the lane and doesn't like what he sees, so he passes it over to number 15 in the corner. Number 15, Livingston, passes it into Speckerman. Speckerman back to Thurston. Good ball movement by Clark here as they attempt to go for the little dish inside pass to Speckerman. This time John Dumitz comes around and fouls him from behind. So it's going to be first foul by Dumitz. It's one foul on each one of the big men for Centralia. With 12 minutes and 7 seconds left to go here, they definitely cannot afford to let one of those guys get in foul trouble, because they have no depth on the line on the bench whatsoever as to height.
And as we see Spickerman on the line missing his first free throw, you notice though also on Centralia's offensive end that you got two trees over there on the defense for Clark, and Patrick is just not able to establish his big presence because they're so big, they're so large, and they're so intimidating over there, and I mean there's just not much to make up for it at this point.
Yeah, and as you can see, Patrick is a little bit slight of build up top, and the other guys are a little bit bigger up top, so they have that advantage to be able to push him around a little bit down low there.
But that's where Patrick's got to use his length, because we know he has that.
Edwards with the basketball puts up a shot, no good. Rebound goes to Clark. Number 15, Livingston, was the one there who corralled the board. Outlet pass to Sean Price. Sean Price passes it to number 1, who just checked in the ball game, Paul Gordon out of Wagoner, Oklahoma.
Long way from home.
And down to this end, Clark will extend the lead to a 10-point ball game as it's 19-9. Good three-point shot by the Clark player in the corner there. Edwards setting up the offense for his team now. Clark is set up in a 2-3 zone, so Centralia's gonna have to look for zone offense, and Marcy Farley tries to lay it up, but doesn't get the lay-in, and down at the other end here is Clark with the basketball.
You can see Edwards on the defensive end. He's getting a little bit frustrated, but he also is getting hungry, and you like to see that. You got to see the eye of the tiger, because that's what it's going to take.
Now Clark to drive in. Nice pass inside to number 22, Colin Speckman. Put it in a place where only he could catch it, and that's exactly what happened. Perfect place to score there. Now it's a 12-point ball game, 21-9. Dumetz puts up a shot, no good. In transitions, number 1, Golden. He's trying to beat Colin Mead, and Colin Malone, and Colin Malone gets the swat down to this end. And again, three-pointer by number 21, Ronald Eckerson. Ronald Eckerson from overseas somewhere. Gulbing, Slovenia. I'm going to go with Slovenia.
Wow. This is some good basketball by Clark right now. But it's just, what is Spickerman? He has to be in double digits already. I mean, he is just killing him in the post. Absolutely. And there's just no answer for it.
Yep, scores 24-9.
And then on that last play right there, I mean, they inside out, and you've already got the threat that they're trying to focus on Spickerman and maybe, get the double team out. And then when you got people who can shoot the three and stroke it out there, that's just a deadly combination. Inside out game is just, there's no answer for it right now. And they're starting to clear away are the Clark Penguins.
So timeout by Centralia, and they just, pretty much talking about everything. Got to get stops on defense, and then got to figure out how to, gather some offense. And who, if you're Centralia, somebody's got to step up and fill the role of scoring here, because they definitely cannot put up, many points against this defense. So somebody's going to have to get hot and get going for Centralia.
And I really want to see Patrick get involved here, because he's going to be the key. Defensive, offensive end. And Edwards, you're going to see a lot of him too. He's not, this is early on in the game, but he's not going to give up without a fight for sure.
And Farley yet to really make his presence here in the ball game. I believe he's the leading scorer for Centralia. Let's see if he can get a spark going here. Edwards with the basketball, passes to Malone. Malone back to Edwards. Edwards looks inside and Edwards decides not to pass, but ball movement winds up back in his hands. And Edwards gets kind of stuck with it there. Passes out to Farley. 3 seconds left in the shot clock. Dumetz puts up a three-point shot with 1 second on the clock, and up and in. Cuts it the lead in half now. It's 24-12.
Drains it, squares up on the catch. Good shot.
Good block there by Patrick Broussard as the Clark player goes to the floor, a little bit shaken up underneath the basket, and there's actually going to be a foul call on Patrick Broussard. I thought he got all ball, but it's going to be a foul there. And
with how aggressive those boys are down low, the refs are put in a very tough spot.
Price will be at the line shooting 2 free throws. Price's first free throws out the front of the rim, no good. See Marcy Rogers fitting to check in the ball game here. John Dumetz. Actually Patrick will take a break.
They're running him ragged out there, I tell you.
Okay, so Patrick Broussard takes a break, and Rogers will check in the ball game. Edwards passes to Malone. Malone back to Edwards. Edwards up top, back to Malone. Gives it to Dumetz in the corner. Shoots a three-pointer. It's good. So Dumetz back-to-back three-pointers here. 10-point ball game as Clark leads 25-15.
Here we are talking about the others, and Dumetz is saying, hey, look at me. I can score too. Better watch out.
Edwards fights for the basketball and jumps onto the ground, and I guess they call a jump ball here as they tie it up, and possession will stay with Clark. Golden will take it out underneath his own basket. Golden being guarded by Malone. Inbounds it. And number 11 now with the basketball at the top, passes it to Golden. Golden gives it to number 15, and 15 looks into his high post. It's Speckelman. Three-point shot's no good as it rolls in and out. Ball kind of pops up into Marshy's hands. Pleasant surprise if you're Rogers there as he brings it down to the other end.
Merry Christmas.
Edwards with the basketball now gets it to Dumetz.
There he is again.
3 for 3 from the corner now is John Dumetz.
He's
got
on
a
fire.
7-point ball game here. 25-18 with 8 minutes and 24 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Dumetz with the almighty equalizer, the 3 ball.
Colin Speckerman down low, puts it to shot, rolls in and out. So kind of battle down low for Dumetz, doing it at both ends, offense, defense. Now Farley with the 3-point shot, and it's
There
in.
we go.
Scores now 25-21 with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the first half. So we've seen the score was, I believe, like 24-9 at one point in. It was getting pretty bad there, where it looked like Clark was about to run away with it, but back in it is Centralia with a big run.
Like I said, they wouldn't give up without a fight. Well, they're coming back in full force. And if there's one thing that's going to be the equalizer that's going to get you ahead in this game, it's going to be that 3 ball.
Well, that's 4 for 4 for threes. That's
In the last 2
2
minutes, it's crazy.
Now it's a 2-possession ball game here. It's 25-21, and Centralia shot their way back into it. Dumetz in a battle here as he has to fulfill the duty of guarding Speckelman, and right now he's fulfilling the duty at the offensive end of being the scorer. Marley tips the ball away, comes down at the other end. Avoids the defender with a nice Euro step move and finishes it with the left hand.
Agile. That's a pretty layup. Beautiful.
Great job by Farley. Now Clark, good ball movement as they swing it around. Thurston up top, looks inside to his big man who winds up losing it. And possession will go to Centralia. Clark player Ronald Eckelson lost it out of bounds, and Marcy Rogers will pass it into
You better not
Calvin
stay too
Edwards.
focused on that last play, though. Needs to get back on tee. Just keep playing.
Calvin Edwards setting up the offense for his team, and looks like they're about to throw it away, and he saves it, passes it between his legs, but right to a Clark player. Thurston down at the other end and gets the ball knocked out of his hand. Possession will stay with Clark.
Good D to stop that, though. Stop the momentum. Take a breather.
Thurston passes it out to Price. Price passes it to number 15, I believe, and number 11, Hayden Hall. Price dribbles with his right hand through the lane, looks for his teammate, and it's no good. And the pass isn't there, but it's tipped away by Edwards. Tipped out of bounds. Possession will stay with Clark. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. There's just under 7 minutes in the game clock, and it's 2-point ball game here as Clark leads 25-23. Inside post game, number 21, Ronald Ecklesmith puts it up and in and puts his team up by 4 points. 27-23 here, two possession ball game as Colin Malone has the basketball for Centralia. Edwards sets up the offense for his team, gives it to Farley. Farley drives with the left hand and gets the shot blocked.
Sends it back, air mail.
Travel call here as the number 10 for, number 20 for Clark picks up his pivot foot.
And this might be just what Centralia needed. They need to get that momentum shifting back. Those threes got them going, but they've kind of slowed down here. Need to get back to that game.
6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. Post move by John DeMitz, no good as it bounces off the backboard. Rebound goes to Clark. Thurston in transition. Sean Price will actually come up with the layup and draw the foul. Price's layup was almost fell, but rolls out of the cylinder there and no good. But he'll be shooting 2 free throws.
Well executed fast break though.
6 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the half as Price brings a stop to the game clock, and first free throw is good. Little conference here between Coach Moyer and his player Farley. Second free throw is no good by Price, and it rolled in and out, knocked out of bounds. Possession goes to Centralia. Checking in is number 5, Frank Norman. Frank Norman is a 5'10 freshman out of Portland, Oregon.
He's rocking the accessories. Let's see if they help him out in this.
Edwards with the basketball, looks inside to Rogers, but elects to pass it out to Malone and set up the offense. Is Edwards dribbles through the lane, spin move, and no good. And
way to create space for himself, though.
Clark down at the other end. Price over to Norman. Norman almost threw it away there. Actually, Clark almost threw it away. Good ball movement here by Clark. As Price gets guarded by Farley, passes it to his big man, puts up the shot, no good. Farley with the rebound. Shot was off the back of the rim there. Kind of a brick thrown up there by the Clark Penguin.
A little bit of unbalanced shot. Wasn't necessarily in his rhythm, but, you know, I wouldn't put it past him to make that next time, the next 5 times.
Edwards Marley gets the shot, no good.
Head coach Jason Moore here is saying take care of the ball, and that's the name of the game. You got to squeeze that orange. You got to get it in the hole.
Price passes it to Ecclness. Ecclness puts up a shot from the left side of the baseline. This one's good off the backboard. It's a 7-point ball game now, 30-23 as there's 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Colin Malone dribbles through the lane, passes it out to Edwards. Edwards gives it to John DeMitz from the corner and puts it up and in. Another 3-pointer by John DeMitz. That's his 4th 3 of the half here as it's 30-26 with 4 minutes left to go here.
4 for 4 in the first half. He is lights out tonight.
Number 5, Frank Norman with the basketball, puts up a floater up and in. No real contest by the Centralia defense. Just I guess he's able to shed his defender and put it right up and in. 6-point ball game now as it's 32-26 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Edwards, nice dribble move. He gives it to Colin Malone. Colin Malone gives it off to Edwards. This time Edwards is told by his coach to attack the rim, and that's what he does, but he picks up the charge call as the defender was waiting for him.
Yeah, they're just trying to find a way to penetrate, and Clark is just saying, nuh-uh, you're not coming over here.
Definitely feeling the dribbling lanes there, not allowing anything.
And that's why they've been having to, settle for the 3-point. Luckily, it's been working out for them. But there's just nowhere to go once you get in the paint for Centralia.
Norman puts up a shot, and they're going to call the shot off and call a foul on the floor. And it's going to be called on number 4, Colin Malone. That'll be his 2nd foul, 16th foul of the first half for the Trailblazers. Price now with the basketball being guarded by Rogers. Tough matchup for Rogers as passes into Speckelman. Speckelman does a spin move, no good. Where he gets his own board, puts it up and in this time. So right over John DeMitz. 8-point ball game now, 34-26. You can hear the coaches begging for John DeMitz to block him out down low there. Rogers.
Yeah, but that guy is huge. I mean, he's a physical boy, is Spickerman. So
Yeah, definitely tough to handle. You see it a lot at the higher level where big players will put up a shot and just to know that they're there to get their own rebound. And that's
right.
exactly what he's doing down at this end.
I mean, there he set a screen and knocked someone down. He's just a brick wall out there.
Speckerman got the ball that time. They tried throwing a lob past him right at the rim and put up a shot, no good, put up a shot and drew the foul actually.
And he ran the pick and roll right there, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? That would be your bread and butter if you're Clark with the two big guys. And as he sets the screen, he just takes him out, and then it's just clear lane from there.
The foul will be called on John Dumitz. That's his second foul of the ball game, and 7th team foul, so one foul away from being in the penalty here.
And the one thing you don't want,
it would be 1-1 the next foul. Go ahead.
One thing you don't want is, if you're Dumitz, you don't want to get in foul trouble because he is a huge contributor for them right now. And I don't know where the Blazers will be if he gets in foul trouble.
So after the free throws, it's a 9-point ball game. Centralia trailing here, 35-26. John Dumitz tries a three-pointer from the opposite corner this time, no good. And Clark quickly down at the other end. Shots up by number 15, no good. Sean Price in there, we're fighting for the rebound. Put the shot up over Rogers. Good defense by Rogers to stay in front of him and not foul him. Edwards quickly down at the other end. Sets up the offense for the Trailblazers. Passes it to Farley. Farley dribbles with his left hand through the lane, looks for a shot, and winds up passing it off to Edwards. Edwards is going to get, or actually going to call a foul, and it's going to be on the floor. You've seen Edwards kind of hip check the defender there, but the foul's going to go against Clark.
And on that last drive you saw from the Blazers is that Dumitz took the shot, but unlike all the other threes that he hit, it wasn't quite open there. So he knew he was hot, but there was a little bit of a heat check for Dumitz.
Centralia was possession of the basketball after the foul, and down at the other end, they actually throw it away. Clark quickly in transition. Number 22, Speckelman puts up a shot. No good. Ooh.
Oh, ankle breaker.
Nice ankle breaker there by number 2, Edwards, as he puts the guy on his backside and comes down the other end with a nice assist. And great by Calvin Edwards there. Great play. There's 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go in the first half.
If AI would have saw that one, he'd be smiling right now.
Scores now 35-28. Sean Price spin moves through the lane, puts it up and in. Good defense, but just better offense there by Clark.
And got the lucky bounce in. The back rim could be nice and it could be mean.
Number 2 with the basketball now, Calvin Edwards. And the dribble handoff and sets it up. Top now is Farley for the Trailblazers. Farley passes it off to Edwards. Edwards to Malone. Back to Farley. Farley being guarded by 2 people. Passes it to Malone. Malone gives it to Rogers. Rogers looks out to Dumitz for the open three-point shot, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Loose ball rebound will be fought for, and they're going to call a foul on one of the Clark defenders as he's trying to hold Rogers from getting the ball. Rogers would have easily had it, but that player is holding on to his jersey.
Our players are not jungle gyms.
Foul's going to be called on number 5, Frank Norman. That'll be his first foul of the ball game. 21 seconds left to go here in the first half. So Centralia only wants 1 shot here. That's its 9-point game, 37-28. 10 seconds now on the game clock. Isolation move. Edwards with the basketball up top, being guarded one-on-one by a smaller defender. Puts up a 3-point shot. They're going to call a foul on the ground. It's going to be on number 1, Paul Golden, and that's going to be Paul Golden's first foul. Shot was on the floor, so there's 3 seconds left to go. They have to look to score really quick.
That's all about play execution right here.
Farley with the basketball, takes 1 dribble, puts up a shot, no good, and that will bring us into halftime. Scores 37-28 as the teams go into the locker room. Great first half. We've seen Clark looking like they're going to run away with it early, but Centralia not to back down at all and stepped right back up, brought themselves right back in this ball game, and single-digit ball game, 37-28. We'll go into halftime here. We'll just send it back to the studio. We'll be back shortly before the start of the second half with a few stats, and we'll just send it back to the studio. It'll be, I believe, Clark with the basketball. And yep, so for the storyline of the first half was Clark Penguins and their two big men leading and scoring, one with 10 and one with 16. Colin Speckerman putting on a show with two early dunks, both alley-oop dunks, one one-handed jam, the other one two-handed jam. And it was, spectacular early. And for Centralia, 14 points by John DeMitz. His shooting was kind of keeping him in the ball game. John DeMitz went 4 for 7 from the three-point line. And to start out the first half, it will be Centralia with the basketball. As you can tell, but the teams have switched ends here, and Edwards will start out with the basketball for the Trailblazers. John DeMitz kicks it over to Edwards. Edwards dribbles and passes it to Farley. Farley puts up the shot, and no good, off the side of the rim. And Edwards with the rebound. Shots. We're gonna stop to the action here, as I believe the ball might have went out of bounds. Yeah, we can't hear ourselves.
Go ahead.
All right, so here we are back in there's 19 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the ball game. If you're just tuning in here, it's a 9-point ball game as the Penguins holding the lead 37-28, but Centralia trying to cut it down. Edwards with the rebound, and they're going to call it out of bounds as he was trying to dribble away from three defenders.
And we apologize for technical difficulties, just trying to get started, and here we go.
All right, now it's going to be the Clark with the basketball.
Oh, they went for the alley-oop again. Missed it this time.
Yeah. Thurston passes it over to Price. Price into Speckelman. Speckelman puts it up and in from the left side of the hoop. Good usage of the backboard there by Speckelman.
You see in the Twin Towers, Elksness and Speckerman, they're doing work in there, and there's really no answer. Inside-out game, but the post present is where it's at right now.
39-28. Clark leads over Centralia. Centralia is in the white and Clark is in the black. If you're just tuning in, it's 18 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Stop in action as number 2, Calvin Edwards, will step to the free throw line. Foul call will be on number 1, Paul Golden. That's his second foul of the ball game. Paul Golden, freshman point guard out of Oklahoma. First free throw is up and good by Edwards. Second free throw is good as well. So a single-digit ball game here as it's 39-30 with 18 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here. Number 1, Paul Golden with the basketball. Passes it over to number 15. And Thurston now with the basketball up top of the key, sets it up, passes to Speckelman. Speckelman to Price. Price looks back into Speckelman. This time gets tipped away. And Price now with the three-point shot up top, no good off the front of the rim. Knocked out by Golden, little 5'8" Golden inside there, fighting for the rebound, and getting another possession for his team, and adds another 2 points for Clark as jump shot from just inside the three-point line. Score is now 41-30.
But we did see Malone. We did see Malone fighting, and he actually tipped the ball away when they're trying to pass it into Speckerman, and that's what they have to do. They always have to keep moving, and Speckerman's going to stand there and stand his ground. So, I mean, they got to tip the ball.
Three-point shot from the corner rolls in and out, bouncing on the rim there, and thankfully for Centralia, just bounces right out. And Centralia inbounds the basketball now. It's Edwards. Passes it to Rogers. Rogers dribbles with the left hand out to Colin Malone. Malone kicks it out to Farley. Farley back to Malone. Malone back to Farley. And now Edwards from the left wing. He's with a nice dribble move by Edwards there to get rid of the defender and put up the shot. So it's now 34-41.
That was a good, there, he got him with the pump fake, and it was a great move, great jump shot. I love how he floats in the air.
Excuse me, it's 32-41. Clark with the lead. Centralia now with the rebound and running the fast break is Edwards. Ball looked like it was kicked off of Edwards' foot, but Centralia will keep possession of the basketball. Bad angle by the ref. He didn't have the right angle to make the call, but a call had to be made, and it will be inbounded underneath Centralia's basket. Rogers tries inbounding, but it gets tapped away by the Clark defender, and Edwards comes to save the basketball.
There he is, hustling hard.
Edwards up top. Dribble handoff to Malone. Malone gives it to Farley. Farley drives the lane, puts up a shot, no good. And in transition is Clark. Clark sets up the half-court offense here as they feed it down into Speckelman. Speckelman being double-teamed now by Dumetz and Farley. Passes out of the double team to the cutting Thurston, who puts it up and in. So now 11-point ball game. The double team didn't prevail there for Centralia as a smart passer, number 22, Speckelman, comes up with the assist.
But what they need to do right now is they need to help defense. They need to talk, they need to communicate, and that way the double team can prevail.
Loose ball as Rogers fights for it, and they're going to call timeout. You hear, as we've seen earlier in the girls' game, one ref was calling one call, the other ref was calling the other call, and the timeout's going to be given to Centralia. There's like simultaneous whistles. One ref was calling jump ball, the other ref was calling timeout.
But neither of them said Simon says.
And it goes to Centralia will be rewarded with the timeout here. It'll be 30-second timeout. And scores 43-32. Clark Penguins with an 11-point lead here in the second half. Great performances by Speckelman, the 6'8" center out of Portland, Oregon, and also on the other side for Centralia, a great night for John Dumetz.
Absolutely.
Leading his team in scoring and still looking to get something going here in the second half.
Patrick Broussard's checked in, and earlier he kind of struggled a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what he can do here in the second half, maybe drum up some offense.
Centralia having a hard time inbounding the basketball. They end up saving it and come down at the other end as Edwards driving with the left hand through the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Or that was Farley, excuse me. Put up the shot, no good.
He drew the foul.
Well, I don't believe that was Farley who shot the shot. I think it was Edwards who shot the shot, and Edwards just walked away from the free throw line, but Farley's at the line, and his first shot was up and in. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's what I thought I saw, and then I thought I saw a little discussion over here on the sideline about it. And between Edwards and the player at the line, Farley.
Hey, just play the game.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
probably what they're saying. Just put the points up on the board, play the game.
So 15 minutes left to go here in the ball game, and it's 33-43. 10-point ball game. Thurston might have got away with the travel there. And a little bit of mishandle of the basketball for Clark. Tough D by Centralia, causing some trouble for Clark. Inside is Speckelman with the rebound. Tries to put up a shot. It's no good. He thought that he was fouled. Out of control player is Calvin Edwards, who is dribbling with his head down and knocks down the defender there. Brings a stop to the action in 15 minutes and 7 seconds. And Clark will be inbounding it.
And Spickerman had the wherewithal to know that he was out of control and he wasn't paying attention, took the charge.
The first foul by Edwards. 9-point ball game here as the Trailblazers are down 43-34. Sean Price with the nice look inside the Speckelman. Sean Price, great job of beating his defender, drawing the second man, and then kicking it to the open guy. Good execution. by Sean Price there, putting his team up by 11 points, 45-34. Farley with a three-point shot from the left wing, no good. Rebound, Patrick Broussard. Patrick Broussard kicks it out to Colin Malone. Malone back to Broussard in the corner. Now Edwards with the basketball, spins through the lane, puts up a shot, no good, off the backboard in the back of the rim there.
Broussard was looking for the ball that time on that shot.
Looking for it back to him.
Definitely. And he would have had the wide open jumper, but
Edwards didn't see him there on that attempt. 14 minutes left to go in the ball game here. Three-point shot up by Clark, no good. And in transition is Centralia. Good no-look pass by Malone to Edwards. Edwards dribbles through the lane and puts up a shot and gets caught in between the backboard and the rim. That's old neck ball there. That's what the term for it is when it gets caught in between the backboard and the rim. So.
And that's always a tough one. There's no chance to bounce in. It's
just stuck, just right there.
You're stuck with it.
One of the hardest shots in horse. But there's a three-point shot by Clark down at the other end, and it's a 14-point game now. And Clark with the lead, 48-34. Patrick Broussard at the basketball has a hard time handling it. Patrick Broussard is wearing number 33 out here. His original number is 21, but changed jerseys, must have gotten some blood on his jersey. A little bit awkward out there seeing him with a different number.
Yeah.
Farley in transition now passes it to Colin Malone. Colin Malone handles the pass and puts it up and in for the easy layup in transition off the right side of the hoop. Good job by Malone to make it a 12-point ball game. Now throwaway pass by Thurston as he looks for his big guy inside. Centralia comes up with the steal. Farley in transition finds Broussard. Broussard puts up a shot and draws the foul. It's going to be called on number 22, Colin Speckerman.
And that's what he needs to do. If he can't get it up over the boy, he's got to draw the foul, get points on the board somehow.
Yeah, he's definitely Patrick's got to look to be more elusive if he wants to look to get into the scorebook here.
Because as far as physical presence, I mean, Speckerman's going to probably have him 9 times out of 10. He's just got way too much strength. But if we know Patrick, we know he can sleek himself out. He can get out there.
Yeah, Patrick's definitely going to have to maybe turn it into a little bit more mental game and hit him with a couple pump fakes or ball fakes and get him off of his feet a little bit and then look to attack. 12-point ball game here. It's 48-36. Not too much offense for the Trailblazers. Their halftime score, they had 28 points at halftime. So only able to put in 8 points so far.
And one thing we haven't really seen is Dumetz in the first half. He was on fire from 3, and we haven't seen too much of the Dumetz show here the second half. So I hope to see that, because that was definitely the equalizer in the first half. I mean, well, not necessarily the equalizer, but they definitely came back from a deficit. And if they want to do it again, it's going to take something big here tonight.
So far in the scoring battle right now, Clark's winning the second half 11-8 after just over 7 minutes of gameplay going on in the second half.
And one thing they seem to be doing is they're trading baskets. And I mean, if you want to go anywhere with the lead, that's definitely something that can't happen.
Yeah, if they're trying to cut down the lead, they have to work on getting stops and then taking it one basket at a time down at the offensive end.
You win the game on both ends of the court.
Both free throws are good by Patrick Broussard, so it's a 10-point ball game now, 48-38 with 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here on the game clock. Clark with possession of the basketball now, working it inside to their big man who just went high post. Spin move, no good. Rebound goes to Edwards. Saw the big man of Clark there take a tumble roll on the ground.
Had a little bit of Jack and Jill action.
Yeah, and another player for Centralia this time down on the floor. The Centralia player puts up a shot, no good. Clark in transition will pick up a foul.
These last few go-arounds of transition have been a little bit sloppy here. I think they need to both kind of regain their composure and make good decisions with the ball.
So it might have been a smart foul there by Colin Malone to, kind of slow things down. That's going to be about his third foul of the ball game. 12 minutes, 9 seconds left to go. Colin Malone's assigned the duty of guarding up top. Edwards now up top guarding Thurston. Thurston makes his move, dribbles behind his back, gives it to his big man. Big man dribble, tries to back him down, gives it out to number 20, 20 out to number 11. 11 shots no good, air ball, and rebound by number 3, Thurston, kicks it out to number 12. He puts it a shot from the short corner, up and in. Ball stolen away by Clark down here at this other end and put up a shot which is no good. Scores now 50-38 after that series of events here. And
scary moment for Centralia. That could have been a dagger.
Yeah, Centralia trails by 12 points, so they're trying to stay in the ball game here. And it's Patrick Broussard with a nice, pump fake up and under and finish by Broussard.
Patrick with his first field goal of the game, a little bit of a fadeaway there, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take moves.
Yeah, he kind of shed the defender and kind of went up underneath him to put up that shot. Great job by Broussard. And then Centralia getting the stop down at the defensive end, getting the stop in the board, coming down here on offense. Edwards with a nice fake, dribbles through the lane. The Clark player tries drawing the foul, but Edwards, nice slight move to just kind of slide right by him there and put it up off the backboard. 8-point ball game, 50-42.
We're out of the double-digit margin here.
Yeah,
let's see what they can do.
Definitely in this game, 8 points is not much with 10 minutes left to go here. As you know, basketball is a major game of runs. And number 20 for Clark with the basketball, being guarded by Dumetz. Now double teamed inside, and the shot's blocked, but they're going to call a foul. And
Dumetz was straight up on that one. Coach agrees.
They're going to call it on Patrick Broussard, though. But I
said 33, which is Pat.
But
Yeah. That's what we keep
a little bit of confusion here at the scorer's table over who the foul did belong to.
I knew the foul was to Patrick, but Coach didn't think he had a 33 out there, but because Patrick's wearing the different jersey.
Seems like you're not the only one a little bit taken aback by that. Coach might not have even known of the jersey change.
There's some strategic things going on in this ball game.
But who knows which favor they're going for.
Clark down in the other end. Clark actually gets the rebound, the defensive rebound there, and they'll lose possession of the basketball. Just simply dribbles it off his foot. That was Paul Golden, 5'8", point guard. Paul Golden, by far the smallest player on the court.
But that was also Edwards, too, with the hard work in fronting his man and staying tight. Look, Ma, no hands. He's got it.
Causing corruption. Inside pass from Edwards to Broussard, and Broussard, nice moves and to finish with his right hand. 6-point ball game now, 50-44 with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go.
There he goes with his fundamental reverse lay-in.
Yep.
He can get it going. We'll see.
9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Foul's going to be called on number 23, Marcy Farley. That's his second foul of the ball game, and Clark will take it out underneath their own hoop. Spin move by number 21, and it's no good. Oh, Edwards trying to be too fancy with the basketball. Dribbles it out of bounds. He already had the defender shed and pretty much made a mental error there that you don't need.
Just got a little out of control. I mean, they went up for the rebound, and there's a little bit of clobbering over there. Spickerman is certainly not one to shy away from physical contact. So just coming out of that, they were a little shaken up and just made the sloppy turnover. But we can't have that. Second half, and we want to come down to the wire.
Yeah, out of control is right. That's what I'm sure that's why Coach Moore is bringing a stop to this ball game, because he wants to tell his players you're in this game. All you have to do is, have some control and composure. And that's exactly what he's talking about over there. Oh, I'm sure of it.
That's exactly what it's going to take, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that as far as for Centralia, the transition game hasn't really been working to their favor. So they've got to run the plays, and someone's got to get loose. That's easier said than done, obviously. But you can see Patrick the last few times down, he's been getting a little bit open, and if he can just create space with a pump fake or with any sort of move, that's how Patrick's going to score his points. Is he's got to face up. He can't be the big man post because we've got too many physical posts on Clark's team with Speckerman and Elksness, and so he's got to do something. He's got to face up and he's got to put some moves on him. Play the game.
We'll see Condell Scott checking in the game for Calvin Edwards. It's Condell Scott's first action of the ball game. Condell was actually starting earlier this season, and he might have been in the coach's doghouse as he is coming in now. It's already 30 minutes, of gameplay gone up, ticked away. But either way, Condell Scott, he's ready and roaring. He's a big spark plug for this Trailblazers team. After the timeout, Clark comes down and nails a three from the left wing. That's number 15, Max Livingston. Now Marcid Farley drives to the lane, puts up a shot with his left hand. No good as it bounces off the backboard. But there'll be a foul call down low. Foul's going to be called on number 22, Colin Speckerman. That's his third foul of the ball game. Fourth foul of the half if you're the Clark Penguins.
Now that's one thing you can say that Marcid Farley and Calvin Edwards both do is they can drive that ball and they can get that contact, especially with those big trees up there. That could be their downfall.
Farley's first shot was no good. Second free throw is good, so he splits the pair. 8-point ball game, as it's 53-45. And number 5, Frank Norman dribbles through the lane, kicks it out to Golden. Golden being guarded tightly by Condell. Good ball pressure there by Centralia to cause a little bit of havoc. And ball goes out of bounds. Possession will stay with Clark. But Centralia's getting some hands in there and knocking passes away. Definitely being aggressive. Now 2 players go out to the shooter, number 21, and he puts the shot no good, rolls off the front of the rim, and they're going to call a foul underneath the basket as number 22, Speckelman, just pushed Patrick Broussard out of the way. Typical play when a big guy doesn't have the position, he just wants to give the guy the push in the back there, especially when they're stronger than him, and that's exactly what happened. And Speckelman's called for his 4th foul. Well, he'll take a seat with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Speckelman 1 foul away from being disqualified in an 8-point ball game here. Crucial moments for Centralia to try and score with the big guy on the bench.
And that's all Clark needs is for Speckelman to be out of this game. He's been huge for them, and that could be what Centralia needs. Yeah, you're right.
Shots up and it rolls around the rim and out. Tough shot for Colin Malone. Looked good, but just rolled out. 8-point ball game now. Sean Price drives to the lane, puts it up and in, and he has a chance for the end one here. With the shot, makes it a 10-point ball game, and he'll be at the line looking to push it up to 11 with 8 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the ball game.
And that's been the story of the game, though, is Price has shown the name of the game, and it's been physicality. It's all been physicality for Clark.
Sean Price's shot's no good. Game remains a 10-point ball game. Condell Scott pushes it up. Condell will take the 3, and it's no good off the front of the rim. Broussard gets the rebound, or John Dumitz, gets the rebound. Condell Scott will set up the offense. Pass it over to Farley. Farley to Dumitz. Dumitz to Malone. Malone up at the right wing. Kicks it over to Farley. Farley being guarded one-on-one. Kicks it out to Condell Scott. Condell gives it to John Dumitz. John Dumitz to Farley. Farley down the lane and puts it up and in. 8-point ball game now as the score is 55-47. 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here. Centralia is definitely in this one.
And there's Farley with a pretty layup again, like we know he can do. Puts on a great move and slips past the defender.
Yeah, definitely slices the defense and just lays it up and in. Price isolating Patrick Broussard outside, passes it to number 1, Golden. Golden shot rolls in and out, rebound by the small. Oh, travel. Bad travel down low that he got away with.
And a little bit of a push off at that.
Wow. Bad, really.
But the bucket is
missed
made.
call there. But Frank Norman is the benefits from that with 2 points. It's 10-point ball game now, 57-47. Patrick Broussard puts up a fadeaway shot from the right baseline, and it's no good, just too strong.
It seemed like he didn't really take his time there, you know. He turned around and shot it immediately, didn't try to put any moves on. It's gonna be patience, and that's who's gonna win this game. It's patience on Centralia's side. They can't get hasty, they can't get too excited.
Unfortunate, though, for Centralia to be battling back in this game and then have a missed call like that and then go down at the other end and put up a, poor shot.
Yeah, that's it was a bad series, but the thing is, if you're an excellently coached team, you got to learn that the morale is you're gonna get through that. And so that's what they got to do, and they just gotta keep going with the flow of the game, never give up. But I don't doubt them as far as their spirit, so I think they'll keep on competing to the sound of the buzzer.
Rogers and Edwards checking in for Malone and Broussard. Broussard picking up his 4th foul in that last defensive trip. So coach kind of looking to save him here for the end of the ball game. Edwards with the basketball now. Passes into Dumetz. Dumetz being guarded tightly by Eccleness. Centralia trying to feed Marcy Rogers at the high post, but he had a defender just all over his back, and that's
got bottlenecked, got
called
switched
for the
between 2
foul.
towers, 2 trees.
Number 15 will be called for the foul. That's his 2nd foul of the ball game, and 6th foul of the half for Clark. Condell Scott chases down the loose ball and gets down on the floor to fight for it. And Sean Price comes up with it, just whips it right out of his hand, and will be called for the end. And we get the chance at the end one here as John Dumetz fouls him underneath the hoop.
And that's Price once again with that physicality, driving, getting the bucket through the contact.
Great game by Sean Price. As you can tell, he's just an all-around player. Understands the game, knows his role, and gets out there and does the job. Score is now 61-47, and after that shot, 62-47. With 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, Edwards with the basketball.
Now these Blazers are going to need something big.
Yeah, Centralia trailing here 62-47, looking to cut the deficit down. Farley with the basketball, pump fakes, looks out to Edwards, but actually ball gets knocked away. And Centralia saves possession, but Rogers dribbles to the lane, gets it knocked out of his hand, stolen away by Clark, and there's going to be a travel call on number 5, Frank Norman, as he caught the ball and just tried jumping for jump. First move was a jump, which you cannot do. You got to dribble the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing you're seeing also from Sean Price is the kid is emotional. He's definitely got a passion for the game, and he didn't really agree with that call, as you could see.
Number 2, Edwards dribbles through the lane and gets stopped by the Clark defenders. Rogers now posting up the defender. Here's number 15, puts the left-handed shot up and in over Max Livingston. Good spin move by Rogers as he spins baseline, puts it up with his left hand, and cuts the deficit down to 13. Scores 62-49 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Centralia with the steal. Edwards with the ball, gets his orders from his coach to attack the hoop, and Edwards does just that, picks up the foul or draws the foul. Foul's going to be called on number 1, Paul Golden. That'll be his 3rd foul of the ball game.
How many times have we seen that tonight? It's just been an aggressive game.
I'm sure the game plan of Centralia is to get the ball and run when they have the chances in transition, because setting up the half-court offense is not working out for them with the big guys having the advantage, with the Clark big guys having the advantage. So at any juncture, they want to be running the fast break. And throwaway there by Golden as he thought he had a teammate making the cut, but there's nobody there.
Just a little bit of
Just goes-
miscommunication.
Yeah, right out of bounds. Possession goes to the Trailblazers. Marcy Rogers, they're giving him the shot, but he neglects not to take it. And dribble handoff to Edwards as he gets the ball, goes to the lane with the right hand, puts it up right in the middle of the lane. Good floater by him, making it an 11-point ball game. 62-51 now with 4 minutes left to go.
And in this second half, it's
points.
really been all the
Good.
guards. It's really been all Calvin Edwards and all Marcin Farley just driving the lane, trying to draw the foul. No easy buckets, though, for Centralia.
After the missed three-pointer by Clark, Edwards gets in the lane and shoots a shot just about a foot in front of the free throw line. Good fundamental form there by Edwards to put it up and in. Nice touch on the release, and it's a 9-point ball game with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. Full timeout by Clark, and they're gonna they're gonna have their big man check back in, Colin Speckerman, 6'8". They have him listed as forward, but I'd classify him as their center out of Portland, Oregon. He's definitely had a big game for Clark, leading their team.
Both him and Elksness, I tell you what. And the thing is with Elksness, there's been a lot of good efficiency. And Speckerman himself, he's put up a lot of shots. He still has a really good percentage, and he's still doing great out there. He's towering above him, and there's just a lot to be said about a mismatch when you're at this level, and when you can just rise above and knock down just the easy 2-footer. I mean, it's been tough with the big presence with the physique of those guys over there, and how physical they are, and they know how to use that physicality. And that's been tough for the Blazers.
Yeah, with a lot of games, or in a lot of sports, you see that it comes down to matchups, especially in team sports like this, basketball, football, comes down to the matchups, and then that's what it's come down to right here.
Speaking of matchups, though, what I think I think the rest of this game, the pattern's going to be Edwards, and it's going to be Farley.
So okay, go ahead.
They just want it. They want it really bad. You can see it in their eyes, and they're going to do anything.
We see two big guys on the court now for Clark. They're two 6'8" guys, Equinus and Colin Speckelman, and only one big guy for Centralia, John Dumetz. It'd be interesting to see who matches up with the second 6'8" big guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if small balls, I don't know. I mean, it seems to be what's getting them their points, but as far as on the defensive end.
They got Marcy Rogers on him down low there. We'll see if they'll exploit this mismatch. And there's going to be a foul call. It's going to be called on number 1, Condell Scott. That'll be his third foul of the ball game. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left here in the game. Thurston will be at the line, shooting 1 and 1. Kyle Thurston, 5'10", freshman out of Vancouver, Washington. His first shot's up and in. Checking in the ball game now is Frank Norman. He'll be checking in for the big guy, Equinus. So that makes it a little bit more sizable matchup for Centralia.
I'd like to know why that was done by the Clark coach over there. I mean, you figure you definitely want to take advantage of that mismatch, or maybe they just want to go fast, small ball right now.
Yeah, I think he might be going defense, offense type situation. He wants the big guy on defense. He wants the small guy on offense to be able to handle the smaller guy down here. Rogers puts up a shot. Farley puts up a shot, and no good. 11-point ball game here. It's Clark with the lead.
And that's the strength of Price right there. I mean, he blocked it and caught the ball.
Ball got knocked away by Condell Scott. Exactly 3 minutes left on the game clock. An 11-point game with 21 seconds left on the shot clock. Clark will have possession of the ball. Number 21, Equinus checking back in the game. So another switch here might just be going to do the defense-offense situation here. Now inbound play, and Farley comes up with the basketball, and quickly down at the other end is Edwards. He pump fakes and puts up a shot up and in. So
good fundamental patience.
yeah, perfect for Edwards there as he brings team within 9 points, 64 to 55. Thurston with the basketball, kicks it to Price. Price feeds his big man, Speckerman. Speckerman looks to no-look pass, and the ball winds up in the corner. So a three-point shot by number 15, Max Livingston. 12-point ball game now with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Every possession is crucial here if you're Centralia.
That was a huge play.
Marcy Rogers tries saving the ball, tips it, and Calvin Edwards comes to save it. Call's going to be, they're going to say Calvin Edwards is on the line as he grabbed the ball. 12-point ball game, 2 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. Number 11 now checking in the ball game. Number 11, Hayden Hall, 6'6" freshman out of Vancouver, Washington, checking in for Clark. So 12-point game. Centralia really needs to stop every single time down the court here to stay in it and come back. A nice tip away by John DeMitz, and you know he had to jam his finger on that one as he's.
You can hear that from over here.
You definitely don't want to hear that as a basketball player. When a player goes for that tip and just hits the tip of your finger, definitely jam right there.
Just hope it wasn't the shooting hand with his hot stroke.
So 1 minute and 55 seconds left to go on the game clock. There's 12-point ball game. Sean Price isolating Marcy Rogers up top. Kicks it out to Thurston. Thurston has an open guy across court. He does not see him yet, but Thurston's pump fakes, turns, puts the shot no good. The open guy across the court wound up getting the long board and putting it up and in. That was number 11, Hayden Franklin.
And then the Blazers, and they throw it away.
It's 1 minute and 24 seconds left on the game clock. Centralia is going to commit a foul here to stop the clock. And number 12, Sean Price, will step to the line, shooting 1 and 1.
And this game's starting to look pretty out of reach for the Blazers here. They're going to
15-point ball game, possibly 16-point ball game after this next free throw. And with 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go, you got to start hitting your threes and quick fouls.
Sean Price has been the story of this second half. He's been doing it all. Defense, offense, he's been just converting everywhere.
Edwards with the basketball, passes out to Condell Scott. Condell Scott puts up the three, no good. Rogers gets the rebound. Farley has the ball now. He needs to look to score quick because they're down by 16 points here with 1 minute left. Farley puts it, Edwards puts the shot no good, gets his own rebound. And then spin move. Being guarded tight by Thurston, kicks it to Condell Scott inside to Dumetz. Dumetz has passed it to Marcy. Marcy's just smothered by three Clark defenders and shots blocked. Marcy had a shot denied. And Clark came up with the basketball underneath their own hoop. With 50, okay.
You can see the frustration on the Blazers, just on the player's face right now.
With 53 seconds left to go. Who is it at the line?
Speckerman again.
Got the bad angle here. Speckerman's first free throws off the front of the rim. No good. That's the fourth foul on Dumetz. Which might be irrelevant at this moment. So 50 seconds left to go. Rogers with the rebound, passes it to Farley. Farley loses possession of the basketball. You know, of course, Clark's not going to give up here. 42 seconds left to go, and just no mercy all throughout the whole ball game.
That's definitely a frustration foul, though. You can see that it's just getting a little chippy, and it's been a hard-fought game, but it was one that just the offense by Clark is just overpowered. The physicality has been huge.
Great job though by the refs and the teammates of both teams to kind of stop that from being escalating into anything more than just a foul.
Absolutely, sportsmanship.
Yeah, you don't want to see that at the end of the game. Is either a player get hurt or a player pick up some stupid penalty, a technical or something like that, and really unnecessary moment.
It definitely puts a damper on. All the hard work that the game and all the great stuff that the game had been throughout. But Great job.
Local product Kyle North setting to check in the ball game. The one of the few players from actually around this area. He's a Rainier High School graduate, number 22, Kyle North, checking in the ball game for Condale Scott. Maybe look to put his name in the scorebook here.
And you can see the reserves are in there now. And
Thurston shot's good. Marcy Farley with the ball. Passes to Edwards. Edwards puts up a shot. No good. Air ball. So you think
they're definitely in desperation mode right now. They're just trying to get any offense they can. And this clock's probably going to wind down.
Yep, 34 seconds left to go. Just 1 second longer than the shot clock. He's just going to dribble it out. One coach said no fouls. The other coach said dribble it out. So that's about what what we'll see here.
And in the first half, it really looked as though Centralia was giving it. I mean, they gave it their best shot all throughout, absolutely. But in the first half, it was looking like they were about to edge it and might have taken the lead. But it's been pretty one-sided throughout this game, but a hard-fought battle on both sides. And you can see the sportsmanship. Everyone's shaking hands. And there is the game.
So that's going to be it. That's a final score of 73-55. Centralia, a hard-fought battle to stay in this one, but didn't prevail in the end as Clark goes home with the win. And, as for tonight, that's two wins for Clark coming into Centralia and heading home satisfied. But definitely for the women's end, they know what they got to look for next game when they travel down to Clark, and I'm sure it'll be another battle. And as for the men, they know exactly what to battle for and what to expect. And so hopefully both teams will take this as a learning experience and move on.
Absolutely. And my question right now is, who can stop Clark? 13-1.
Yeah, we've seen Pierce coming in here maybe a few weeks back. They were solid. They were a real solid team. So I'm sure towards the end of the season we'll see Pierce and Clark at the top of the division here. If not, Centralia still has their chance. They have to try and battle back through some adversity, and they might have to battle through some size problems down low, but they'll figure it out.
And as we wind down a little bit, a few end stats. Colin Spickerman, exactly what we were saying, ends with 20 points, and my goodness, he was a big boy out there tonight, a big post. And Sean Price, who had his huge effect in the second half, he had 17. And Elksness, second half of the Twin Towers, put in his own with 10.
I'd say that, in my opinion, Sean Price is the guy who gets it going for Clark. He's the main man of that team there. He operates the ship, as so to say, because he's a lot of the beneficiary to the big man down low is Sean Price and his.
He threw those oops, didn't he?
Yeah, he was the one who threw the alley-oops. And definitely solid game all around. He understands the game of basketball.
He understands how to be a leader also. I mean, there's a lot that can be said about that man.
So, great performance. Any notable things on the Centralia side here that you want to mention?
Well, we had Dumatz with 14. It was 4 for 8 from 3. Like I said, he was really hot in the first half. And Farley, he did a lot of his work from the free throw line, drawing a lot of fouls. He had 14 points. And Calvin Edwards, just like I was pointing out in that second half, they were really drawing fouls and getting the line and getting those free throws and getting those layups, and he had 15. And that's pretty much the standouts for Centralia for you. But it was a hard fought. The stat sheet doesn't say the whole story. It was a hard fought battle, and you missed some 2 good games here.
Right.
If you did not make it tonight.
Do you by chance have the final score of the women's game here, so we can wrap it up and let everybody know what the final scores were?
Final score of the women's game.
And that might be on this
It was the Clark Penguins 35.
That's right there, I believe.
Oh.
64 to 67.
There it is.
It was a very tight game. Only it could have came down to the last shot there, but Centralia just ran out of time, and Clark winded up with the win in the first game of our doubleheader, and The second one brought a little bit of excitement as well.